What was meant to be a peaceful garden lunch for Robyn Brown, her children, and Cody quickly turned into a tense unraveling of the already strained Brown family narrative. With fan speculation mounting about the family's fractured relationships, TLC sent a small crew, just 3 people, to film a calming, reflective scene. But it never aired. Robyn's eldest son, Dayton, who had long shied away from the cameras, seemed particularly unsettled. He declined to wear a microphone and paced the porch in visible distress. When a camera operator tried gently to include him in the frame, Dayton's discomfort erupted into a verbal confrontation. "You're not filming me anymore," he said sharply. "This isn't healthy for us." What followed wasn't chaos, but it was a clear breaking point. The sound equipment was accidentally knocked over, and filming abruptly stopped. The crew backed off. Robyn gasped. But instead of addressing Dayton's distress, Cody turned his attention to the crew. His voice was angry, accusatory. "Why didn't you stop sooner?" he demanded. The footage never aired. Behind closed doors at TLC's Burbank headquarters, the decision was swift. During a private executive video conference, the network decided that Kody Brown was no longer a viable part of the Sister Wives brand. Longtime executive producer Julia Wright delivered the message without room for discussion. "Cody, we're done," she said bluntly. "We will not build a show around this any longer." Cody sat in his Arizona home office, surrounded by old family photos, frozen in disbelief. "This is impossible," he muttered. Julia's voice crackled back through the call. "We already made the decision." Hours later, Robyn found Cody still in his chair, staring blankly at a muted television. She didn't sit with him. She didn't reach for his hand. Calmly, she said, "You let this fall apart. This affected Dayton deeply. You brought him into your mess." "I'm being targeted," Cody snapped. "You're walking out." "Yes," she replied. "Dayton and I are going to Street George. Don't follow. Don't film. We need peace." And then she was gone. Meanwhile, Mary Brown was not blindsided. She'd already prepared for the moment the show's dynamics would finally collapse. For 3 years, she had quietly written a memoir, part biography, part expose, full of financial documentation, emotional recollections, and behind-the-scenes revelations. But a book wasn't enough. TLC, desperate to salvage viewership, greenlit Mary's 6-part confessional special, Sister Wives, Reclaimed. It was raw, unscripted, and fierce. In the first episode, Mary sat in a simple chair beside a table stacked with old contracts, printed emails, and a folder marked Robyn's deals. "For years, I let them tell my story," she began. "Now I'm telling it myself." She revealed that by season 8, Robyn had negotiated an undisclosed side contract with TLC, securing higher payouts for emotionally intense episodes, especially those involving her children. The other wives were never informed. Mary described the sting of having her scenes cut entirely while Robyn's narratives dominated the screen. "This wasn't just about airtime," she said. "This was about strategy." Robyn played financial transfers, shell companies, and property deeds flashed across the screen. Mary alleged that real estate once intended for shared use had been funneled into Robyn's name, with Cody's signature on the paperwork. The internet erupted. Within hours, TikTok was flooded with split-screen reactions. Reddit threads trended for days. And when Mary dropped the now infamous line, "Robyn is not a victim. She is a tactician," viewers knew the old Sister Wives was gone for good. By episode 3, the series had a new title, Sister Wives, Reclaimed, featuring Mary, Janelle, and Christine at the center. A massive Times Square billboard debuted in May. Alone in the wind stood Mary, arms folded, the words beside her reading, "The real wife, Mary Brown." She's done waiting. The premiere was set for June 1. And Cody. He vanished from the public eye. His once busy Flagstaff property became silent. Spotted at remote gas stations, unshaven and distracted, Cody attempted a podcast. It fizzled. A YouTube channel followed. Comments were disabled within a day. Robyn refused interviews. Dayton quietly entered therapy. Rumors swirled of sealed legal filings, production liability issues, and unreleased footage from the Vegas years. A former producer claimed to hold tapes of Kody making questionable comments about power dynamics on the show. TLC reportedly paid six figures to prevent their release, but the leaks had already begun. Meanwhile, Janelle thrived. After decades of putting others first, she bought land in North Carolina and launched new businesses. When Cody finally sold Coyo Pass in early 2025, she received $35,000, more than double her initial investment. She revealed in April that her new home was under construction, declaring, "My home is slowly coming to fruition." Her confidence grew, her peace restored. Janelle had always endured quietly. Now she was rebuilding loudly. And Robyn? Though still married to Cody, she remained silent as her role in the family's unraveling became clearer. Season 19 of Sister Wives depicted her as struggling to maintain control, clinging to a family dynamic that no longer existed. Viewers, once divided, now watched with new eyes. The Brown family was fractured. The Arizona sun was unforgiving that afternoon, scorching the pavement outside the Brown family's Flagstaff home. A camera crew lingered uneasily in the driveway, capturing wide establishing shots of a family that was no longer whole. Inside, tension thickened the air like smoke before a wildfire. Something was coming. Everyone could feel it. Robyn Brown stood by the front window, arms folded, watching the crew's every move. She hadn't slept much in days. Her son Dayton had stopped speaking to the producers entirely, and the rest of her children refused to participate in filming. What was once a family show had become a pressure cooker of emotional chaos, and her family was cracking under the heat. Cody sat across the room, clutching his phone like a lifeline. His voice had lost its usual bravado. "They're pulling back," he muttered. "The network's talking about restructuring, rebranding." Robyn turned slowly. "They're not rebranding, Cody. They're replacing you." He looked up, startled. "What are you talking about?" "They're building the show around Mary," she said. "Haven't you noticed? They've been giving her more screen time. She's been filming confessionals without you." Cody laughed dryly, though there was no humor in it. "Mary? She's got nothing to say." But Robyn wasn't smiling. "She has everything to say," she replied, "and she's been waiting for years." 3 weeks earlier, Mary had sat alone in a producer's office, staring into the lens of a stationary camera. No makeup artist, no flashy lighting, just a single shot, raw and intentional. She held a folder in her lap. "I kept receipts," she began. "Not out of spite, out of survival." She opened the folder and laid out documentation. Contracts, screenshots, real estate filings. As she flipped through the contents, the truth began to unfold, slowly, meticulously. This is where Robyn and Cody diverted funds. This was meant to go toward our family's land. Instead, it went into an LLC Robyn controls. None of us were told. The producers sat stunned behind the cameras. Mary's calm, unwavering tone pierced deeper than any emotional breakdown ever could. Viewers think I stayed quiet because I was weak. I stayed quiet because I knew the truth, and I waited for the right time. She smiled, small and solemn. This is the right time. Back to present day, Robyn paced the hallway of their home, clutching Dayton's iPad. He had been scrolling through TikTok the night before when he came across a trending video. clips of Mary's confessionals, sliced with ominous music and captions like "The Queen Returns," and "Robyn's empire was built on lies." Her son had turned to her, face pale, eyes filled with pain. "Did you really take money from the others?" She had stammered. Denied. Deflected. But Dayton wasn't convinced. He had grown up watching the show evolve from a family portrait to a soap opera. Now he felt like a prop in a story he no longer wanted to be part of. "I want out," he told her. "This show messed everything up. I don't want cameras. I don't want scripts. I want peace." And then he left the room, refusing to speak to Cody, the crew, or even his siblings. The next day, he told the producers he would never film again. That was the final straw. Inside TLC headquarters, emergency meeting. An emergency Zoom call was held between TLC executives, legal counsel, and the show's longtime showrunner, Julia Marks. The footage of Dayton's off-camera meltdown had been reviewed, and internal risk memos had been issued. "This is no longer just drama," Julia said. "It's a liability." The legal team agreed. "We can't keep filming minors who clearly don't want to participate." And the Dayton incident? That's a PR nightmare waiting to explode. "What about Robyn?" someone asked. "She's still under contract." Julia shook her head. "We cut her camera time in half, and she threatened to walk." "Let her. The audience is with Mary now. And Christine and Janelle, they're thriving. They have stories to tell." "And Cody?" another exec asked, though everyone already knew the answer. Julia didn't blink. That same day, an official notice of termination was emailed to Cody's attorney. It was over. The goodbye. Robyn had never seen Cody cry, truly cry, until that afternoon. When the termination email came, he slumped into his office chair like someone had turned off his bones. "They're canceling me," he said, voice hoarse. "They're canceling the version of you they created," Robyn replied. "The real you, the one we've lived with, is what's left. And I don't think I know him anymore." Cody stared at her, confusion etched across his face. "What does that mean?" "It means I'm taking Dayton to live with my parents," she said quietly. "We need to heal, away from all this." "You're leaving me?" "I'm choosing my children," she said. "For once, I'm putting them first." He stood panicked. "Robyn, we can fix this. We can go to the network." "No," she cut him off. "We can't. Because you broke something that can't be fixed. You built your kingdom on favoritism and lies, and now that it's crumbling, you're surprised." He tried to reach for her, but she stepped back. "I loved you, Cody. I defended you. But I see now Mary was never the problem. Neither was Christine. Or Janelle. You were." She walked upstairs. 30 minutes later, she came down with packed bags, Dayton trailing behind her silently. They walked out the door and didn't look back. Mary's Rise. The first trailer for Sister Wives. Reclaimed dropped the following Monday. Dramatic piano music played as Mary walked through the woods of Parowan, Utah, her B&B behind her glowing with soft lantern light. She stood alone before the camera, wind in her hair, eyes fierce. "For years, I was edited to be the angry one, the jealous one, but I wasn't either. I was the silenced one." The trailer cut to Janelle sitting in a cozy living room with her new golden retriever. Christine laughed with her daughters over brunch. And Mary? She sat at a long wooden table with her memoir beside her, titled "One Wife Left Standing." Social media exploded. TLC's gamble had paid off. In the first episode, Mary detailed how producers often pitted wives against each other for better storylines, feeding Cody's ego and shielding Robyn from criticism. She shared old production notes, revealing that scenes of her confronting Cody had been intentionally edited to make her appear unstable. She played raw audio files. Cody once told me I was lucky to be on this show at all. That without him, I'd be irrelevant. She looked into the camera. Well, I'm here now. And he's not. Cody's silence. In the months that followed, Cody tried to launch a podcast called Father Figure. It never got past episode 2. He tried YouTube next. The comment sections were brutal. Where's Mary's apology? You let the women raise the kids while you played king. Your reign is over. Eventually, he stopped posting altogether. A blurry photo surfaced in late March. Cody at a Utah gas station, wearing a hoodie, hair disheveled, buying an energy drink and scratch tickets. No one approached him. No one asked for a selfie. He was no longer a reality star, just a man alone. The legacy. Christine's wedding special aired in April. Janelle launched a wellness line. Mary's memoir hit the New York Times bestseller list. And Robyn. She stayed silent. But in Street George, Utah, a fan spotted her at a local bookstore. No makeup, hoodie pulled low, browsing the self-help section with Dayton at her side. She looked peaceful, unburdened. Later, in a rare Instagram post, she wrote, "I won't be returning to television. I'm focusing on my family, my son's healing, and a quieter life. Thank you to those who understand." No comments were allowed. Final scene. The last shot of Sister Wives. Reclaimed season 1 was Mary walking into her B&B during the first snow of the season. She turned the closed for winter sign to open, lit a fire in the hearth, and sat with a cup of tea. Off camera, the producer asked, if you could say one thing to your old self, the Mary who said yes to polygamy, what would it be? She smiled. I'd say, hang on. It gets wild, but you're stronger than you think. Fade to black.